Man City beat West Ham United 3-1 at the London Stadium with, of course, Ruben Diaz an own goal, but let's not talk about that too much. We will in a bit, but let's go through the game review here over the tactical board. And tactically, there's not really a lot to analyze, and I'll explain why quickly. We did the same stuff we always do. We have our box midfield, we have our back three, which becomes a back four, like, nothing special really. Nothing special. We had Diaz coming onto the right quite a lot with Akanji drifting all around, but nothing really special. So that's about the most interesting part there. We sometimes had Gvardiol dropping a bit deep, but we also had that. But tactically, there's really nothing to talk about. We just did same old usual stuff. In attack, maybe a bit more interesting, Jack Grealish. He was doing the same thing he did in the treble season. Hold to it, keep the ball going forwards, get the ball to your teammates, create chances for them and stuff like that. And sometimes if an opportunity arises, shoot. The most interesting thing tactically here in this game was Doku. And I'll talk about Doku for a bit. I think I'll start off with Doku in fact. I have not been very happy with Doku so far in the Premier League. He played very well in the first half. Second half, and even the last 5 minutes of that first half, could have been better. But the way he played it in the first half is how I want a winger to play. You keep the ball in your feet, rather than spanking it off to the touchline 1,000 times over. He didn't lose the ball constantly in this game, which is something he does a lot in other games. So this game is a big improvement for Doku. So now let me go through the players, because that's a lot more interesting than the tactics for this game, I believe. Ederson, standard performance. He didn't really have much to do. Gave a few long balls, always comfortable with the ball in his feet. Very standard performance by Ederson. I can't really give him an 8 out of 10 or anything like that, because he did concede a goal and he didn't really... Well, he did make a few saves actually. He did make a few saves. Like the cross coming in where Ederson got to it just barely before it went into Antonio's feet. So I think I'll give Ederson an 8 out of 10. I'll be very lenient with Ederson and I'll give him an 8 out of 10. So then we go on to our back four. We'll start off with Gvardiol here. Yeah, he was good, I suppose, but sometimes he backed off a bit too much. When Jared Bowen went forwards, Gvardiol backed off too much sometimes. And I'm not happy with that. Gvardiol is playing like a centre back and not like a right back or a left back, which makes sense. He's not a left back. But what do I mean by that? We'll compare him to Ake. When Ake came on, which by the way, he is so fucking good. I hope he gets more minutes this season. When Ake came on and he was on that left hand side, Ake did not keep backing off. He did not allow anyone to get into the box. He stopped backing off when I believe Jared Bowen was substituted off already. When his winger tried to go inside of the box, he didn't back off and allow it. He put his foot in, won the ball back, got the ball out of his feet and didn't allow anything into the box. That is how a fullback is supposed to defend. Now, why should you never allow somebody to go from this area into this area, even if there is nobody in the box? Well, it's very simple. Jared Bowen crosses a ball into the box. We have Diaz here and it's an own goal. Very unlucky own goal. I question why Akanji and Lewis did not tell Diaz that there's nobody behind him. They should be telling Diaz, hey, there's nobody behind you, don't go in. It's very simple. You just say, clear. These footballers know what that means. If you've ever played football, you know what it means when somebody says, it's clear. It means you don't fucking touch the ball. Or well, every team has their own words, I suppose, that they use, but at least when I play football in my team, we said it's cleared, and if somebody said it's cleared, it means don't touch the ball. So communication error here by Akanji and Lewis, and Gvardiol backing off too much, but I don't think we can blame Gvardiol too much. He's played a solid match other than that, but nothing breathtaking. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Diaz, a lot of people were on Diaz, his case, for that own goal. Take away the own goal. What did Diaz do wrong? Nothing, did he now? And the own goal is not his own fault. Akanji and Rico Lewis should be communicating with Diaz. Gvardiol should not be backing off that much, and Diaz, that's unlucky. So I give Diaz, quite frankly, 8.5 out of 10. He was our best defender today. Very good today, Diaz. Akanji and Lewis, they were standard. Maybe Akanji was just average. Well, maybe not average, but you get what I mean. Like, it's a standard Akanji performance, so I'll just give him a 7 out of 10. He played well, didn't have much to do. Now we're getting into the more interesting plays here, which is these guys. Rico Lewis, his first big test in the Premier League, going up against Mohamed Kudus. He did quite well for the most part, but there's one thing that I have to question Pep Guardiola about. When we take corners, why is Rico Lewis over here as the only deep defender? He's 19 years old. You can't trust a 19-year-old with being the deep player, the only deep player of a corner. Especially when it's Mohamed Kudus, Jared Bowen and Antonio counter-attacking. That's a very strange decision by Pep Guardiola. Rico Lewis fared alright, but you should not be doing that. You should be leaving Akanji behind, or maybe even Gvardiol. Gvardiol is a bit older than Lewis. Obviously, you don't leave Diaz behind because he's not that fast. But not Rico Lewis. That seems like a very weird decision by Pep. And it almost resorted into a goal by Kudus shot on the post here. So I have no idea what Pep was planning there, but Rico Lewis played a great game, and I'll give him an 8 out of 10 as well. I'm giving everyone 8 out of 10 here, but it was very that's about what I can give. Now I'll talk about the midfield trio here in unison. Now Rico Lewis, I count him as a right back. Maybe I should put him here. I don't count him as part of the midfield quadruple, I suppose. So the midfield trio here is Kovacic, De Bruyne and Silva, and I'll talk about them together. Kovacic, I feel like we didn't have much control over the game for a few moments there, a few phases there throughout the game. I feel like we just did not have control. Now that is Kovacic and Bernardo Silva's role, to control the game. I feel like there were, okay, we did have control over the game near the end and at the beginning, but I feel like the middle section of the game, we did not have control. So Kovacic mainly, and then Bernardo Silva slightly as well, have to do better there. De Bruyne was dropping very deep here, which again, this is Pep Guardiola's instructions, you can't blame De Bruyne for that. And playing on this left-hand side, which stopped De Bruyne from getting involved too much in midfield and controlling the ball. So maybe it was a bit more pressure on Kovacic and Silva, but it's not like De Bruyne was doing nothing. It's not like he was here all game. De Bruyne was everywhere on the pitch. Look up his heat map, it will show. Sure, he was skewed towards this side, but he was all over the pitch. So it's not like Kovacic and Bernardo Silva really have an excuse to be going, I believe, 20 minutes, where Man City just did not control the ball whatsoever. Now, when Pep did instruct us to slow down the game, and when we did, we got control back, so that is good. And that was a lot better, I think, then, once we slowed down the game. But yeah, they played a decent game, yeah. And Bernardo Silva did win the ball to assist Haaland. So I'll give them... This is difficult. I think I'll give them a 7.5. I don't want to give them a 7. Because I think that's too low, but they don't deserve an 8. I think 7.5 for the both. De Bruyne was a bit underwhelming in this game. He did move the ball forward quite a bit, quite well, was involved on the pitch everywhere, but I feel like he was a little bit underwhelming. So I'll also give a 7.5 to De Bruyne, and that's why I wanted to talk about the midfield trio in a single thing here. Now Doku, I've already touched upon Doku a little bit, but Yeah, Doku, first 40 minutes, he was dribbling well, he was keeping the ball in his feet, he was passing. Doku, passing, can you imagine? And he was cutting the ball back. He was not cutting inside, he was cutting the ball back, passing it backwards. Just into the box, crossing it, squaring it. That's what I want to see from Doku. Stop cutting inside, you have zero final product. Hold on to the ball, pass it, cross it, that kind of stuff. That's what he did in this game, in the first 40 minutes at least. Then he played very well. After that, he began gradually getting worse. And when coming back, I also think he did a little bit too little. Because there was a moment there when Rico Lewis was up. There were multiple moments in this area where Rico Lewis was completely alone against Mohamed Kudus. Doku was meanwhile stalling backwards. Get it back, mate. When Jack Grealish on this side here loses the ball, he is back over here to defend. When Doku, okay, he didn't lose the ball today, he usually does, but well, he probably lost the ball at some point, but not too much. But when Doku or a teammate loses the ball, Doku is not here. He's standing around over here. You should run back and help Rico Lewis to defend. Because, like it or not, that's what Pep Guardiola needs from his wingers. That's what I need to see from Doku. Didn't do that in this game, but credit where credit is due. In those first 40 minutes, Doku played excellently. So I will give Doku a 7 out of 10, which is an improvement out of 0 out of 10. So Doku, please just keep performing like that. Prove me wrong about you, Doku, because I really want you to. Because I'm tired of hating on you. Then Jack Grealish. Baller. Proper baller. Jack Grealish. This is why we missed him. Holds the ball on the width. Controls the tempo of the game. So easy, he controls the tempo of the game. He moves the ball around, holds the width, keeps West Ham's defense stretched. This is treble season, Jack Grealish kind of stuff. Baller. Absolute baller. Now, Jack Grealish has been terrible in well, I won't say terrible, but he's been poor in previous season. The season before the treble season as well. So, out of the 3 seasons he has right now, 2 were poor, 1 was excellent. Now he has to drop another excellent season. Because otherwise the eyebrows will be lifted. This is a good start. This is a good start for Jack Grealish. I'll give him, not man of the match, but I'll give him 8.5 out of 10. Now, you might think what I'm about to say here about Haaland might not be entirely fair here, but I'm giving Haaland a 9 out of 10, and a lot of people are already like, oh, he's supposed to be a 10 out of 10. I don't give 10 out of 10s easily. I'll say that up front. 10 out of 10 is scoring 5 goals against Leipzig, scoring a Champions League final brace, or something like that. I don't give 10 out of 10 for the hat-trick against West Ham. Unless it was like an unreal performance outside of the hat-trick as well. But 9 out of 10, that is very good for Haaland. You'll rarely see me give 9 out of 10s on this channel. 9 out of 10 is usually man of the match for me. So for Haaland, 9 out of 10, he was outstanding today. He had the ball a few times and he passed it forward as well. He came back deep to defend there against, I believe it was Antonio. Who was running away with the ball down this left-hand side. Rico Lewis was, I believe, over here. And Antonio was over here. Haaland came back from all the way over here to track back and win the ball back. That is some dedication there by Haaland. But that's not really what I'm evaluating him on, is it now? The 3 goals by Haaland, beautiful. The first goal, I expect him to score that first goal. The second goal was an absolute banger. The third goal, great chip, well done, always so calm under pressure. Another Erling Haaland hat-trick. He has more hat-tricks this season, too, than Kylian Mbappe has goals. 1. So, take with that what you wish at the start of the season here. But Haaland, beautiful performance here. deserved man of the match. 9 out of 10 performance for me. He was great. He was scoring, and not only that, he was passing very well. He created a chance set for Rico Lewis, which Rico Lewis should have scored. Now, he did miss that header though, which I expect from him to score, but the ball was a bit high by Bernardo Silva, so I can forgive him that. All round, well done by Haaland, and great win. Now, I believe it's international break, right? Let me check that. I believe we have international break now, or is that next week? Yeah, it is international break now, unfortunately, so I hate international break. It's so boring, but oh well. So the next game is against Brentford, which we should win. Then there's the Carabao Cup game, which will get postponed because of Champions League. Good performance, we got to win. Momentum doesn't matter, because momentum dies off when you go into international break, so doesn't matter that this win could have maybe been a bit cleaner. We won, and that's about all that matters. Next, after the international periods, next game, that's when we start building our momentum, right? That's when you start building your momentum, because then you have like 3 months, 4 months even, without international break. Yeah, 4 months without an international break, so that's when you build your momentum. And let's see how far ahead we can go in the Premier League by December, because I want us to be in the lead this time. I don't want to be chasing after rivals anymore. That's getting pretty annoying. I want us to be ahead in the Premier League so that we can focus a bit more on cups, focus on the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and Champions League. And I'm not saying win all 4, but I mean, do win all 4, but I'm not saying if we don't win all 4 I'll be angry, but I want us to win 2 trophies this season is what I'm getting at, and preferably that is Premier League and Champions League. I want us to be a bit ahead in the Premier League this season, so that we can also focus on the Champions League a bit, so that we can drop points once in a while, because then again the standards are very high in Premier League, so maybe you can't drop points once in a while, but we'll see, right? Just, I want to see how well can we do here in this first half of the season. So yeah, that is my game review, player ratings and all of that. Tell me your opinions down below. Thank you for watching to the end. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps the channel out a ton. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.